You guys don't know how many awkward moments I've had in a guy's car where they try to, like, you know, be all romantic and shit. I think, like, so, like, most of my friends are guys, and I'm not, like, uncomfortable around guys, but, like, because honestly, I feel a lot closer to guys half the time, but, like, there are so many times where I've been in, like, you know, you get, like, rides home from, like, friends and shit like that, and I am not, like, cute or anything like that. So I'm just kind of like, when guys are like, yeah, you ain't a bro. No, I'm a bro, dude. I'm a fucking bro. So, like, when guys are like, oh, I like you in, like, the car and shit, like, oh, hey, did you want to go, like, get something on the way back? I'm like, nope, I kind of just want to go home. Or, like, yeah, did you want to get drink? One guy, I went to, like, okay, so I took, like, a language class. Okay, I'm not gonna say which language it is because I don't want to, like, I don't want it to sound like people are more sus in that language or whatever. But, like, I met this one guy, okay? And, like, he was kind of cute, all right? He was older. And then I remember, like, he was like, oh, he offered to give me, like, a ride home, you know, so, like, my parents wouldn't have to. And I was like, oh, thanks, you know? But I was in, like, this wasn't, like, college. So we were legal, right? But I wasn't old enough to drink. I was, like, 19. And then, like, he was, like, older, and so he could buy drinks, and he literally offered, he was like, yo, do you want to get, like, drinks or something? You want to hang out? Like, sure. And so I'm like, why not? You know, he's, like, my classmate, right? And he was going to teach me more of the language, because he was more fluent in the language than I was. He was, like, you know, he was, like, what do you call it? Actually fluent in it. And so I was like, oh, sure, you know, that's cool, we can study. And so he, like, straight up, like, drove us to, like, not a 7-Eleven, but it was, like, a liquor store. And he bought, like, liquor. He's like, what do you normally drink? We went to, like, the alcohol section, and he was like, what do you normally drink? I'm like, alcohol. You know, when you ask a minor, like, what do they normally drink, like, in the alcohol section, you're like, soda. But no, no. So I was just like, well, I've drinking Midori sour before, right? I mean, everyone knows what Midori sour is, right? It's, like, the most basic of the basic drinks, right? So I was like, oh, I've drinking Midori sour before, you know? It's, like, the most basic alcohol ever. It has, like, no alcohol content ever, right? Yeah, so that's, you know. And I was like, okay, yeah, I mean, I'm drinking Midori sour. And so he's like, okay, sure, you know? And so he gets the Midori sour, and he gets, like, some other, like, alcohol and stuff like that. And I'm just like, okay. And legit, yes, officer, this live streamer here. No, don't worry, it's fine. Didn't I say I was 19? Well, I said I was, like, underage. And he was like, oh, it's okay, I'll buy it. And I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. I was a pretty fearless kid. I was always a pretty fearless kid because I was not afraid to, like, shove my fingers in somebody's eyes if I need to. Anyway, so I was just kind of like, okay, sure, whatever, I guess, right? I didn't assume he was gonna have me drink it. I did not assume he was gonna offer it to me. I thought he was just drinking it. He was like, oh yeah, you don't have to drink it or whatever. I was like, okay, sure. And so he gets it, and then he takes me over to his house, and then, like, we were, like, studying a little bit, okay? Like, he was showing me some stuff a little bit, and then he offered me, like, the Midori sour. He's like, yeah, you know, feel free to drink that whenever. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I was like, I'm pretty good, though, you know? And, like, yeah, no, I was totally fine going over to his house, because, okay, he was kind of cute. And, like, I remember just straight up, like, he was like, I remember him asking, I was so young, that, like, he asked me if I want to cuddle. I'm like, sure. And then I remember, like, actually, you know, like, we were, and we didn't do anything, but it was just, we were hanging out on the bed or whatever, and I was just like, huh. But, like, point being, young people are very, like, they don't know really what's going on. You know what I mean? And that was one of the moments where I was like, as an adult, I was like, I definitely understand now. It's not that kids can't make good decisions. It's that it's harder for them to because they don't know how sus these situations actually are or how bad they are because you don't know what could go wrong or you don't know why they're bad. It's more like that, right? And they could be fine. Honestly, that one went fine because, like, nothing happened and, you know, we drank a little bit and, like, I just called my parents over and they're like, I was like, oh, can you give me the address to have my parents pick me up to go back home? And he's like, sure. And he just gave me the address and whatever. But, like, that could have been very bad. It could have been very bad. Yeah, he just gave me the address and it was just like, yeah, it's like, okay, cool. And it's like, okay, bye. But, like, we were in the same, you know, we were in the same class. We were in the same whatever. And yeah, how were you not? Well, I mean, but also, I wasn't like... It also... Okay. When I think of myself as, like, not, like, a pretty girl or whatever, right? Like, I'm pretty fucking bro. But, like, I think that kind of helped. Because, honestly, if I was some really pretty girl that was, like, you know, very girly, very, very good-looking, very, you know, nice and stuff like that, it could have gone very bad. Because it's not that... It's not that you're welcoming them more. You're not enticing them more or anything like that. It's more like you... their actions towards you can change because of how they interpret you. Yeah, you don't think it matters? No, it matters. It 100% matters, especially as a girl. It is very different how you hold yourself and what impression other people have of you. Yeah, no, it's definitely not the only it's not the only factor, and no one's saying it is. But the thing is, that's one of the factors that does help, is how they view you might not be the same way as how you view yourself, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's more like you have to, like, it's hard to think about, like, you know, your impression on others compared to what you're just doing. You're just living your life, but like to other people, yeah, it could be a very different impression. So yeah, pretty much it's an aura thing, and it's another thing, but yeah, basically these kinds of situations are yikes. Yeah, it's perception, awareness, and, like, you know, impression. Okay, awesome. Anyone time that? Yeah, how long did it take me? I think that one was a little bit slower. I think I was trying to speed run, but, you know, I think I went slower on that one, yeah, because I missed a spot. Yeah, that was my bad.